Your history will become your story if you don't look into the past and how it finds itself into your present. In other words, the things that you've done and the things that have happened to you, if you don't understand them, if you don't come to terms with them, if you don't accept them as a part of your story, if you hide from them, they will find its way into your present, and that will always be the ceiling of your potential. Once you accept it, once you make the history just another part of your story, you can push through that ceiling and you can engage in brand new pieces of your potential because you've done the emotional work to be able to own that in a deeper way. And I know that this is true. And I know that if I just say one little thing to you, you're going to see it too. Show me a child who is limited in themselves. Show me a child who is afraid of failure, who isn't happy to explore, who isn't happy to fail, to fall and try again. But then, at some stage in all of our lives, something happens, something is said, something wasn't given, something was given that wasn't asked for. Something happened that got in the way of us having abandon in when it comes to the way in which we interact with the world. When suddenly the risk doesn't match the reward and we become scared. We start thinking twice, we start having doubts, we start looking at the world suspiciously with caution. In this way, our pain, this watching out, becomes our limitation. It's almost like once that innocence has been broken, in whatever way that it has been broken, you are stuck in a position where that is what you see and what you look for. And that piece of your story, if you are not aware of it, can determine your perspective from the moment it happens. And you can be stuck behind that one piece of your story, and that can educate your perspective. Maybe it is right now. You get to decide the amount of significance, the power that that part of your story, that part of your history that you keep hidden from yourself, that you haven't gone back to, that you haven't thought about, will have on your future. How much of your history is finding its way into your present without you even noticing? And I think that I'm going to break this down a little bit. So when we all know when we are about to do something that we are going to regret, whether that is being short with someone that we care about. Short is another way of saying rude. So you can be rude with someone, you can be angry, you can start shouting. You are completely aware when it happens. There is a crossroads between I'm not going to get angry and I'm going to get angry. And that crossroads might be a millisecond. It might be that you're so out of control when it comes to that particular part of your pain that you can't choose. You're not in control. But there is a part of you that can feel the shift happening. Once you start getting to know the story, those triggers, those moments that irritate you, make you flare up, puts you in a negative state of mind. Once you are aware of those things and then why it's there to begin with, what part of your story is finding itself in those milliseconds and makes it uncontrollable for you, that's when your pain no longer becomes a limitation because you have an understanding of why it's there. And then you get to use that pain as fuel to be able to share your story and impact and motivate yourself and give meaning to your life because you realize that it's just another part of what makes you beautiful. If there's a part of you that is keeping you in a negative state of mind, it means that there are at least 1,000 other parts that doesn't get to see the light of day. When you don't get to know the part of you that is feeling negative, you also aren't getting to know the parts of you that's incredibly beautiful. You don't get to choose what you switch on and off. If you're switching off your awareness around the things that make you feel terrible, You're also switching off your awareness and therefore your self-control as well as self-awareness of all the things that make you beautiful. You don't get to choose. It's everything or nothing. And if you want everything, it means that you have to look at everything and then move forward. So sometimes we need to take some time to shift away from our pain being our limitation to sometimes even our pain being our opportunity, our pain being our meaning, our pain just being a part of our story, because we all have it. We just, for some other reason, don't talk about it that much.